Spotlight on our most vulnerable populations, children. Organization RAIN, which stands for Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, says child sexual abuse is a widespread problem that's difficult to determine the extent because it's not often reported. In fact, it says every 9 minutes, Child Protective Services substantiates or finds evidence for a claim of child sexual abuse. So what do those stats look like in Lucas County? Well, Lucas County Children's Services says they receive more than 5,600 reports of child abuse annually, involving around 7,800 kids. In 2022, they investigated just more than 4,000 allegations of abuse and neglect, down 18% from the year prior. It also noted physical abuse was the most alleged type of abuse on-screen referrals. Now, a group did gather today in front of the Lucas County Common Pleas Court demanding justice for kids that have been sexually assaulted. Dominique O'Neill was there earlier today to find out exactly what they're asking for.
The people I spoke to at today's protest are protesting how the courts have handled sexual assault cases involving children. They say that the prosecutor's office isn't taking them seriously. For hours, people were here
to protect them and get them the justice they deserve.
Asking the Lucas County Prosecutor's Office to look closely at sexual assault cases involving children younger than 14 years old. One of the groups here today was the Justice for Lucas County Children of Sexual Assault.
I need everyone to know how bad the criminal system is lacking to protect our children, and I need us all to come together as a community and get that changed.
Alea Jackson says something has to change and believes kids aren't being put on the stand because they're too young. Therefore, cases aren't being closed. Families of 13 different sexual assault survivors showed up to get behind the group.
There's too many families. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep building until something's done. So it's just a matter of time, but we're not going nowhere.
And there are options available for victims and their families in Northwest Ohio, including the Family and Child Abuse Prevention Center.
So we have programming for children. We have trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy. We have a Children Who Witness Violence program, and both of those programs are absolutely free. You don't have to have insurance.
The Lucas County Prosecutor's Office gave us a statement. It reads, "We fully support a person's right to peacefully assemble and protest. Every case that is screened and considered for presentation to a grand jury is thoroughly vetted." It goes on to say a plethora of factors must be taken into account when charging decisions are made. Accountability and justice are paramount in our commitment to safeguarding every citizen in Lucas County, end quote. And we plan on sitting down with the prosecutor's office next week to look further into these claims. Reporting in Toledo, Dominique O'Neill, WTOL 11.
Lucas County Children's Services says many people ask them if calling them is the right thing to do. Now, the office says call if you're concerned about a child's well-being. However, LCCS says it responds to family problems only when they create unsafe conditions that lead to potential child abuse or neglect. Some examples are drug or domestic abuse in the presence of a child and loaded or unsecured weapons accessible to children. Calls not posing a risk to children, LCCS will refer to other resources like United Way's 211. But if there is a concern for abuse or neglect, here's how to report it. You can call 419-213-CARE to speak with a caseworker anytime. You can remain anonymous. And if there's an affected child outside of Lucas County, you can call 1-800-4-A-CHILD.